The savings are real. The verdict is clear. 2 months into GST 2.0, the question is no longer, will it work? Now the question is, how much has India saved? Insurance premiums, 18% to zero daily essentials, from 12% and 18% down to 5% or even nil. Bikes and small cars, GST reduced from 28% to 18%, saving Indian families up to 70,000 rupees. Small traders are expanding. Auto sales are hitting record highs, and India's artisans are growing stronger than ever. Simpler taxes, stronger growth, real savings for every Indian. GST 2.0 is powering India's luxury auto surge, led by Mercedes-Benz with a record 36% growth. The new reforms have streamlined taxes on high-end cars, placing them under a simple 40% slab, replacing what used to be a maze of cess and surcharges. The result? Clearer pricing, smoother financing, and stronger consumer confidence. In September 2025 alone, Mercedes-Benz sold more than 2,500 cars, a historic high for the brand. In India industry, experts call it a turning point, with festive demand and aspirational buyers driving momentum like never before. GST 2.0, simplifying systems, fueling aspirations, and accelerating new India's drive forward. India's journey on wheels is shifting gears. With next-gen GST reforms, vehicles and their components have become more affordable. Small cars and two-wheelers up to 350cc now move from 28% GST to 18%. Real savings for families. Electric vehicles stay at just 5% GST, supporting e-buses, charging stations, and green mobility. Public and commercial transport, buses, trucks, and three-wheelers now follow a simplified 18% slab, reducing upfront costs and strengthening daily transport. Auto parts, tires, and batteries also fall under the 18% slab, boosting MSMEs and production across the value chain. Cleaner mobility is creating more jobs, stronger exports, and an economy on the move. Under the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, India drives toward an affordable, sustainable future. One marketplace, one tax, one direction forward. GST 2.0, encouraging public transport and boosting affordability. India's healthcare is becoming more affordable and inclusive. Under GST reforms, essential health services are now lightly taxed, not heavily. Doctors, hospitals, diagnostics, all key medical services remain GST exempt, keeping essential care within reach. Most medicines now attract just 5% GST, reducing the financial burden on patients. And for 33 life-saving medicines, including cancer and rare disease drugs, the GST rate is now zero. Medical devices such as implants, stents, diagnostic kits, and testing equipment are also taxed at just 5%, making critical care more affordable. Even basic medical supplies like gauze, bandages, and diagnostic reagents are now cheaper. Health insurance premiums for individuals are fully GST-free, making protection more accessible for every family. These reforms strengthen India's vision of accessible, affordable, and inclusive healthcare. Powered by smart GST policy, GST 2.0. Healthcare that's affordable, preventive, inclusive. Dining out wasn't always simple. Before GST 2.0, restaurant bills came with mixed rates, multiple lines, and confusing credit rules. Then came GST 2.0, bringing clarity now. Standalone cafes and restaurants follow one simple rate, 5% GST, with no input credit complications. The result? Cleaner bills, easier dining, a smoother experience every time you step into your favorite cafe. And with fair, predictable pricing, more people can enjoy affordable meals. Whether it's a cup of coffee, a dessert, or a treat, with Friends GST 2.0. Making everyday dining easier, clearer, and better for everyone. Top-selling products just got cheaper under GST 2.0. And it's not just cars or gadgets. Your daily use essentials now come with a smaller price tag. Your savings 12% on bathing soaps, 11% on toothpaste, 13.5% on shampoos. GST 2.0, making everyday essentials lighter on your wallet. What's your favorite product that just got cheaper? Ever wish GST could be simpler? Well, here's your wish granted. Under GST 2.0, the composition scheme makes life easier for small businesses. Now, shop owners and service providers can pay just 1% GST and call it a day. No tension, no endless paperwork. Just smooth, simple compliance. Because business should be about growth, not forms. For small businesses with turnover up to 1.5 crore rupees, there's no need to calculate GST on every bill, just pay a low fixed rate. 1 to 6% on total sales. Less paperwork, fewer returns, more time. So you can focus on growing your business. Did you know GST on daily essentials like shampoo just dropped from 18% all the way down to a mere 5%? Manufacturers pass this saving on directly to you, the consumer. Instead of lowering the price, they increase the product quantity. Formerly, 1 rupee bought 6 milliliters. Now, it buys 6.74 milliliters. The entire saving goes right into your hand. You get more product for the exact same 1 rupee. This is the tangible, real-world, everyday benefit of GST 2.0. Saving isn't just about a lower price tag. It's about more value for your money. GST 2.0 is reshaping India's furniture sector, supporting artisans and making homes more affordable. The new GST structure is simpler and clearer, helping the industry grow faster. Lower GST on key raw materials like particle boards and bamboo joinery is reducing production costs. Eco-friendly furniture made from bamboo, cane or rattan now attracts just 5% GST. Most standard furniture now comes under a unified 18% GST, bringing transparent and predictable pricing for consumers. For MSMEs and small manufacturers, simpler slabs and lower input rates improve cash flow, strengthening Make in India. For consumers, it simply means better designs, improved quality and more value for every purchase. From artisans to exporters, GST 2.0 is opening new opportunities across the entire furniture ecosystem. Simpler taxes, smarter manufacturing, stronger homes. GST 2.0. Better furniture, stronger crafts and more affordable living. Energy powers India. Every mile, every machine, every home. GST 2.0 is bringing clarity and efficiency to India's entire energy sector. Renewable components like solar, wind and biogas now attract just 5% GST, making clean energy more affordable and accessible. Meanwhile, coal is taxed at 18%, a rational step to balance fossil fuel taxation. For industries and utilities, simpler tax rates and cleaner norms mean smoother operations and better input credit flow. Power distributors and discoms also save more now, reducing their cost burden and helping consumers in the long run. These reforms are strengthening India's green journey, with solar, wind, hybrid grids and smart energy systems powering a cleaner future. By rationalizing the energy ecosystem, India boosts energy security, reduces import dependence and cuts emissions. One nation, one market, one sustainable energy vision. GST 2.0, fueling growth and powering India's future. India's entertainment industry, from theatres to creators, is gearing up for a new chapter. With GST 2.0, the sector now has simpler tax rates and smoother compliance. Cinema tickets priced at 100 rupees or less now carry just 12% GST, making big screen experiences more accessible. And tickets above 100 rupees attract 18% GST, balancing affordability with sustainability. For live performers and stage artists, processes are streamlined. Digital creators benefit too with clearer GST rules, reducing paperwork and enabling more creativity. Regional cinema now enjoys simpler taxation, helping tell more local stories. Production teams also gain equipment rentals, VFX and post-production are now more efficient under the new system. From artists to streaming platforms, GST 2.0 supports every part of India's creative economy. Simple, transparent, spectacular. GST 2.0 is bringing entertainment closer to everyone. Dining out wasn't always simple. Before GST 2.0, restaurant bills came with mixed rates, multiple lines, and confusing credit rules. Then came GST 2.0, bringing clarity now. Standalone cafes and restaurants follow one simple rate, 5% GST, with no input credit complications. The result? Cleaner bills, easier dining, a smoother experience every time you step into your favorite cafe. And with fair, predictable pricing, more people can enjoy affordable meals. Whether it's a cup of coffee, a dessert, or a treat with Friends GST 2.0, making everyday dining easier, clearer, and better for everyone. India's trade is getting a GST-powered boost, a system designed to make commerce faster, simpler, and stronger. The 56th GST Council has introduced a cleaner, streamlined structure, reshaping India's tax landscape. With impactful reforms, leather and footwear get a major push, with GST reduced from 12% to just 5%, boosting craftsmen, exporters, and small manufacturers. Paper and textiles now come under an affordable 5%, helping mills, looms, and artisans grow with confidence. Lower GST on packaging materials and commercial vehicles is reducing transport costs and speeding up logistics. Simpler compliance and reduced input costs mean MSMEs can scale faster and compete better, strengthening India's business backbone. From markets to factories to global trade routes, GST 2.0 is helping businesses grow stronger. Powering India's journey toward a more efficient and future-ready economy, GST 2.0. Stronger commerce for a stronger India. From India's fields to every family's home, GST 2.0 is making life more affordable. The new reforms strengthen rural India with only 5% GST on tractor tires and tubes, cutting costs directly for farmers. Essential raw materials for pumps and engines now come under 5% GST, making irrigation more efficient and affordable. Everyday household items, from steel utensils to kitchen essentials, now carry simplified, lower GST rates, easing monthly budgets. Farm tools and tractor parts like gearboxes, axles, and hydraulic pumps are more affordable too, thanks to the move from 18% to 5%. Lower input costs mean more savings for households and more strength for rural livelihoods. With simpler taxes, small rural businesses get more time, more capital, and a clearer path to growth. From tractor to tawa, from fields to families, the next-gen GST is building a stronger, more inclusive Bharat. Affordable, empowering, connected. This is the promise of a reformed GST 2.0. GST 2.0 brings meaningful relief to our service personnel and strength to our nation. Reduced GST on everyday essentials helps their families manage costs better. Healthcare just got easier. Many medicines now attract just 5% GST, easing medical bills. Defense communication devices, like specialized radios, now come at reduced or nil GST, strengthening strategic readiness. Military drones are now taxed at just 5%, a major boost for indigenous defense tech and surveillance. For high-value defense imports like aircraft, simulators, and spares, IGST is now fully exempt when imported by the armed forces. This measure helps the armed forces modernize faster, boosting both capability and indigenization for our soldiers, airmen, and sailors. GST 2.0 means cost certainty, stronger equipment, and national readiness. Our next-gen GST, powering India's Atmanirbhar defense, strengthening those who protect us. Top-selling products just got cheaper under GST 2.0. And it's not just cars or gadgets. Your daily use essentials now come with a smaller price tag. Your savings 12% on bathing soaps, 11% on toothpaste, 13.5% on shampoos. GST 2.0. Your savings 12% on bathing soaps, 11% on toothpaste, 13.5% on shampoos, making everyday essentials lighter on your wallet. What's your favorite product that just got cheaper? GST 2.0 brings meaningful relief to our service personnel and strength to our nation. Reduced GST on everyday essentials helps their families manage costs better. Healthcare just got easier. Many medicines now attract just 5% GST, easing medical bills. Defense communication devices, like specialized radios, now come at reduced or nil GST, strengthening strategic readiness. Military drones are now taxed at just 5%. A major boost for indigenous defense tech and surveillance. For high-value defense imports like aircraft, simulators and spares, IGST is now fully exempt when imported by the armed forces. This measure helps the armed forces modernize faster, boosting both capability and indigenization for our soldiers, airmen and sailors. GST 2.0 means cost certainty, stronger equipment and national readiness. Our next-gen GST, powering India's Atmanirbhar defense, strengthening those who protect us. अपने सपनों का घर बनाना हुआ अब और भी ज्यादा आसान और अफोर्डेबल। GST 2.0 कोर कंस्ट्रक्शन मटेरियल्स पर टैक्स कम किए और अब कॉस्ट फाउंडेशन से फिनिश तक नीचे आ गई है। अब सीमेंट पर GST 28% से घटकर 18% हो गया है। स्टील और फिटिंग्स पर भी GST 18% से घटकर 12%। स्ट्रक्चरल कॉस्ट में बड़ा रिलीफ। टाइल्स और सैनिटरी पर भी GST अब सिर्फ 12%। इंटीरियर्स बन रहे हैं बजट फ्रेंडली और एक 25 लाख के घर प्रोजेक्ट पर 1.5 से 2 लाख रुपए की सीधी बचत होती है। डेवलपर्स हो या फर्स्ट टाइम होम ऑनर्स, अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग को बड़ा बूस्ट मिला है। अफोर्डेबल मटेरियल्स, लोअर टैक्सेस। GST 2.0 घर बनाए आसान, भारत बनाए मजबूत। Ever wished GST could be simpler? Less paperwork, more growth? Well, for our small businesses, here is your wish granted. With the new composition scheme, small business owners can pay just 1% GST on their total turnover and call it a day. No tension. No need to calculate GST on every single bill you make. Just smooth, simple compliance. You pay a low fixed rate and file fewer returns, often quarterly, saving you massive amounts of time. Less paperwork, fewer headaches. This saves you both time and money. Because smart business should be about growth, innovation and serving customers, not filling endless forms. GST 2.0 is designed to make everyday life more pocket-friendly for every hard-working Indian. Lower GST on groceries and gadgets means direct, tangible savings for India's hard-working middle-class. GST on daily essentials, from groceries to medicines, has been dramatically reduced from 12 to 18% down to just 5 to 8%. This translates to a direct saving of up to 2,000 rupees for every 10,000 spent on these essentials, making big purchases more affordable too. GST on key electronics and vehicles is now a flat 18%. Down from 28. Smaller bills, bigger savings, it's monthly relief that consistently adds up in your bank account. GST 2.0 empowers the middle class with more purchasing power, allowing them to save for their future. India's green transition from Rajasthan's wind farms to Tamil Nadu's solar fields is accelerating. The next-gen GST reforms are making sustainability more affordable for every citizen. GST on renewable energy devices and parts has been cut from 12% to just 5%, reducing project costs and boosting adoption. India's emission intensity dropped 36% between 2005 and 2020. Proof that growth and sustainability can go hand in hand. Services of common effluent treatment plants, CETPs, now attract GST of only 5%, lowering costs for waste water treatment and recycling. Lower tax on green technology ensures cleaner cities, smarter manufacturing, and a stronger circular economy. Cleaner power, cleaner cities. These GST reforms drive India toward net zero by 2070 and support Viksit India 2047. Inclusive reforms, simpler slabs, and a tax structure that favors sustainability. All part of the journey to a resilient future. A greener tomorrow begins with smarter choices today. India's textile story, from Surat's looms to Tirupur's ready-wear hubs, gets a new weave. To the next-gen GST reforms make textiles and logistics more affordable and efficient, ready-made garments and made-ups priced up to 2,500 rupees per piece now carry just 5% GST, boosting accessibility for everyday apparel. For man-made fibers and yarns, GST has been cut to 5%, ending the inverted duty structure and strengthening MSMEs' lower tax rates. Smoother supply chains, faster transport, benefiting manufacturers, exporters, and consumers alike. From fiber to fashion, GST reforms are stitching a stronger, self-reliant India aligned with the vision of Viksit India. 2047, these reforms empower the textile value chain. Artisans, MSMEs, and exporters. Simpler taxes, smoother trade. Stronger growth in the world's textile hub. GST 2.0 reforms lives, turning promises into action. The system is now seamless, simple, and built for every citizen. From your milk to your medicines to dream cars, GST 2.0 cuts costs across all categories. More savings for families, more confidence for the middle class. For businesses, faster filing, quicker refunds, and clearer rates mean smoother operations. For industries, unified slabs cut friction and speed up production and growth. For consumers, more discounts, offers, and value every single day. GST 2.0 proves that real reforms benefit every home. This government didn't just talk about reform, it delivered. GST 2.0, making everyday life easier for every Indian. For India's millions of micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, GST 2.0 is a complete game changer. Now just two tax slabs, 5% and 18%, replacing the earlier complex structure. Easier compliance means less paperwork, freeing MSMEs to focus on what matters: business. Lower input rates and aligned tax structure reduce costs, keeping small business margins healthy. Digital filing, automatic filings, and faster refunds improve cash flow for modern MSMEs. More working capital means MSMEs can scale. From one-person shops to small manufacturing hubs, simplified GST ignites growth where it matters most in every corner of India. GST 2.0, simple tax, strong MSMEs. India grows when its villages prosper, and that prosperity begins with the farmer. GST 2.0 lowers taxes on the tools that power our farms: tractors, tires, irrigation, and biopesticides. When input costs fall, productivity rises, helping every farmer earn more from every acre. Healthcare essentials become affordable, ensuring every farming family stays protected. Lower GST on vehicles improves mobility, reduces logistics costs, and opens new markets for rural producers. Zero GST on learning materials means more children in rural homes can dream bigger. Home appliances are more affordable, bringing modern comfort to rural households. Simpler registration, quicker refunds, and faster approvals encourage entrepreneurship in every village. GST 2.0 is more than a tax reform. It's a transformation of rural life. Stronger farms, stronger families, stronger India. Building on the success of GST just got smarter. A broader taxpayer network, a cleaner 5 to 18% structure, streamlined duties, refunds that move on time, quick onboarding for small businesses, and 90% provisional refunds for exports, e-invoicing at scale, AI spotting risks before they become problems. Essentials now mostly in the 5% slab, many luxury items shifted down to 18%. Corrected duty structures and simpler input taxes powering Make in India stable revenue for states, rationalized rates fueling more demand. Lower taxes mean more purchasing power and industry responding with growth. Next-gen GST is not just a rate cut. It is a reset, a cleaner, smarter GST built for citizens, businesses, and a globally confident India. Digital India switched on. Young Indians said, "Why not us? Let's build." With the Make in India vibe, startups sprang up like popcorn. In the last decade, Indian startups raised over $150 billion in private investment. From IP filings to unicorns, Indians are inventing at warp speed. Goyal said patents have surged approximately 355%. Trademarks approximately 543%. Digital India plus Startup India equals building an unstoppable young India youth plus women plus ambition equals a revolution. This isn't just growth, it's transformation. Today, India has over 1.5 lakh startups and 100 plus unicorns, making it the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, all thanks to 11 years of Digital India, connecting, empowering, funding, and inspiring. That's how startups are shaping today's India. From the quietest village to the busiest metro, something big is happening. Education is going digital, and India's loving it. With Digital India, learning is no longer a place, it's a tap. Rural literacy, up plus 10 percentage points in the last decade. From approximately 67.8% to 77.5%. Virtual boards, smart classrooms, online modules, learning is now interactive, flexible, and actually fun. E-libraries, video lessons, practice apps. Today's students have entire universes of learning in their pockets. No bulky textbooks needed. Projectors, AR boards, training modules. Teachers now teach like pros. Less chalk dust, more creative spark. Registration, admit cards, results. All online. Exams are now quicker, cleaner, and way more transparent. Digital India closed a decades-old gap. Rural students now access the same quality lessons as city students. Real, nationwide leveling.